All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless, me here again, talking real music in real time for like a half dozen real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, I'm going to be talking about an interesting character, maybe not one of your favorite musicians. So don't change the channel quite yet. I do have some useful information here at the beginning. I like to share music with folks. This time it's going to be like an actual screen share because I don't have any music by this band. I was watching the RNC yesterday and I was very impressed with this band called Sixwire. Just fantastic. They were doing extended versions of my favorite songs for the most part. There are a few songs, like there was one song from the 90s. I think it was a Collective Soul song. I'm just like, but they made it sound good. So I just really enjoyed everything they did. Now, if you weren't watching the RNC, you missed all of their stellar performances. And what was interesting is at one point, the teleprompter broke. And so I think it was Speaker Mike Johnson who was reading from the teleprompter and then basically blurted out, "Up, the teleprompter broke." And so these guys just broke into, I don't know what song, but they were just ready. They were ready in season and out of season to play some great music. And I went back and looked at their history. Um, this band has played for a number of high profile events, like the NFL has had them. I think American Idol has featured this band. They've backed up a whole bunch of different well known folks. Here's Felix Cavaliere from the Rascals, just a music legend, by the way. I love his stuff and I love the Rascals. Um, this was back in 2017. And here's a benefit called Christmas Pudding that they do with Alice Cooper, which is really cool. And they were part of that. And apparently they're okay hanging out at the RNC, right? So either, they're taking the money or they're saying, look, we're okay with Donald Trump. You know who's not okay with Donald Trump? Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. All right, don't change the channel, please. I told you. But what Motley Crue is all about really is kind of apolitical. But this guy here, he just can't help himself. He just, it was bad enough that someone had to send me that picture from a couple of years ago on Facebook, and Facebook left the picture up for like 4 hours before they decided they were going to take it down. Because, Facebook, and look, Elon Musk is good. He's a good dude, but he leaves all that stuff out there too. Apparently, people can post that stuff and he's not going to do much about it, which I don't agree with. But, D. Snyder would say free speech. So anyway, let's get to the Tommy Lee, Donald Trump kermuffle. Is that what you call it? He just says stuff that he probably shouldn't say. So Tommy Lee receives backlash after risky joke about the Donald Trump shooting. You could say risky or risque because this is Tommy Lee, right? So he's facing backlash for his recent post on Instagram about Donald Trump. The rocker shared a picture of the former president. And yeah, I'm trying to keep this family friendly, but it's going to be difficult here. And joked about the recent shooting incident. He shared one of the pictures taken during the time Trump was shot, drew a penis in his hand, and posted the picture with the following words: "Too soon?" Now, first of all, I'm not even sure what that means. And I know I'm not going to go find the picture. However, the responses to the joke didn't turn out well. Many users said they lost their respect for the drummer. So you had respect to begin with, and that he should have been respectful. One said, "Tommy, that's pretty effed up. An innocent man with kids died," which is true, by the way. "Others in critical condition, no matter what your political persuasion is." Yeah. See, so you've got some people here that are making sense. Another added, I just lost so much respect for you. The only reason I'm laughing is because like the people who had respect, you really had. I guess it's a good way to intro a topic. I used to have people do that with me all the time too, by the way. They say, I used to like you before you started talking about politics and um the what is it called? The CDC? No, I don't know. Just I'm just saying the health crisis or the lack thereof of qualified people who can run our agencies like the FDA and the CDC. Before I started talking about that, people were like, yeah, I really like you. Now I don't. So this is one of those. I just lost so much respect for you. That man would die for our country. And this is what you choose to do. Now, what this shows to me is there's overlap between Motley Crue fans and Donald Trump. It's just they were a kind of an apolitical band. So you can just go on with your life and think, okay, at least they don't hate Trump. If you're a fan of Trump and of Motley Crue, now you have to think a little bit more. I mean, who am I going to give up, Trump or Motley Crue? It's a difficult choice, isn't it? Who do you give up? I'm thinking you give up Motley Crue, right? Or if you decide you like some other political candidate and they're not going to make fun of that candidate, though, because that candidate isn't a threat to anybody. And I've noticed that that's true. Anyone who is a threat to the system gets a lot of pushback from people like Tommy Lee and the mainstream media, whatever they're called. Someone else said, dude, not cool. I don't care who anyone votes for. It's not funny. Unbelievable ignorance. A man died. WTF. I thought you had an ounce of class. You thought wrong. An ounce is a lot for Tommy Lee. The Motley Crue drummer has been open about his political stance for many years. In 2020, Lee said that if Donald Trump won the U.S. election again, he would return to Greece. He didn't because, Trump didn't win. But is that pledge good for 2024 as well? The Motley Crue drummer told The Big Issue, which is a publication in Britain, I believe, dude, I swear to God, if that happens, then I'm coming over to visit the UK. I'm out of here. And what are many Americans going to do? See you later. Goodbye, Tom. Have a great time. Enjoy the UK and Greece. He says, I will go back to my motherland. I'll go back to Greece and get a house on one of the islands. Wow. Pretty cool that you have that much money where you can just buy a house on an island, right? If things go bad, imagine if things go bad in America and inflation continues and the cost of things keeps going up. I go to the supermarket. I have 2 bags of groceries. I'm going to Walmart and it's like $47. What did I buy? 2 bags? It's $47. And I look in the bags and I go, yeah, I kind of need this stuff. It's not like I'm buying lobster tails. I kind of need this stuff. So yeah, and that's what I think is a larger issue here, is that a lot of people were doing better. 2017, 2018, 2019, they were doing better. 2020, I know, is a bad year. And I'm not fond of what happened in 2020. And, I could go off on a tangent on that. But people are basing their hope here on how things were. You'd go to the gas pump and it was $2.10 a gallon. In some places, it's well over $4. And it's been that way for quite some time. Even if it's like $3.50 a gallon, that's killing you compared to like $2. Where I live, it was like $1.97, $1.95. And it was pretty consistent. It would go up, it would go down, but it was in a range which was about $1.80 per gallon better. And if you care about making ends meet, a guy like Tommy Lee isn't going to relate to that. He's just going to look at Donald Trump and he's going to look at all his buddies, and his buddies are going to make fun of Trump. And by the way, there are a lot of different people who are now going over to Donald Trump. There's this woman who spoke, I believe, last night, who I'm not fond of who she is, but it shows that Trump and his message can appeal to groups of people that are very Tommy Lee like in their behavior. So Tommy Lee, I don't know. He's just a troublemaker. If he's going to go to Greece, then hopefully that's going to happen. None of these people typically leave. They never leave. They stay. So I wouldn't bank on Tommy Lee going anywhere, even if Trump was to win this upcoming election. And for the sake of the country, we definitely need something better than what we have now. And nobody ever mentions the fact that things really do suck right now. They just, a lot of these people just ignore it. Like, doesn't affect me because I have so much money. I can just buy anything I want. I can buy a house on an island if I want to get away from all of this. So yeah, have fun buying your house. All right, one more time for this great band, Sixwire. They did a version of Let It Roll by Little Feat, which just knocked me off my feet. Gave me big feet, gave me little feet, gave me chills on my heels. I don't know. I'm running out of words, which is typical, but they were just fantastic. They did all kinds of different music, and it was very boomerish. Okay, I'm just going to say, if you're a boomer, you should check out this band. If you like country music, check out this band. Their old stuff is really good. I went and listened to it before I did this video, and I was very impressed. This is a band a lot like Ricochet, or maybe I'm just trying to think of different bands. Lone Star. They're a little bit like Lone Star. They're a little bit like Rascal Flatts, but I would go more the Lone Star than the Rascal Flatts. Some people would say, what's the difference? It's about the same, but it's in that place. It's definitely a great band, a great sound, and they could pretty much play anything, which is a lot of fun. So there you have it. A good reason to watch the RNC. Even if you don't like Republicans, you'll get some good music, right? And so that's what it's all about. Good music and escaping the reality of what we're dealing with each day. Of course, if you're tuning into a political convention, it's going to be very political. All right, just warning you. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Please pray for peace everywhere. Pray that presidential candidates don't get shot at anymore. I know they did add a Secret Service detail to RFK's campaign, which is long overdue. We should be protecting those who are willing to do something very big and very important for the country, win or lose, with all of these candidates. They should get our support and our protection, whether you agree with them or not. That shouldn't be a reason why these people are left like sitting ducks out there. All right, I think I've done enough here. Tommy Lee, anytime you want to leave, brother, it's all you. You just book the flight and get the bleep out of here.